going to explore how observers and families can connect to our Canvas LMS courses. We're going to be exploring how you can provide resources for parents and family members to connect as an observer role within your Canvas courses to their students. We're going to talk about how you can add an observer to a student. We're going to show how you can export pairing codes for a course for an entire course of students at one time. And we're going to explain some of the differences between a Canvas parent app and the web view. So we're going to go ahead and get started by showing some of the amazing resources that Canvas has put together for families, because these resources can be customized by your school or district, and they have some great resources. So we're going to start there. So I've gone to the Canvas community and I'm looking at our guides page for Canvas Observer Parent Guides. And if you haven't been here before, there are some wonderful resources to be able to share with families so that they understand and connect and how to use both the web version of the Canvas Observer role as well as the parent app, because they do have two different views. So on this Canvas Observer page, and I will put the link to this beneath the video in our Canvas course, and then also in the YouTube video description, I'll put a link to this guides. But you can see that there are observer guides, which are, pretty much explain everything you would ever want to be able to do in observers. Also note that the guides are available in Spanish and Portuguese as well for observers. So if you have families that speak those languages, you can share with them the link to those guides. There's also a Canvas video guide, and if you go all the way down to observers, you'll see there's 3 different videos here for observers. There's one about account registration and pairing with students. There's a good Canvas overview for an observer account and what it looks like. And then there's the parent app video, which talks about the Canvas parent app and how that looks and the features available there. So these 3 videos are very helpful as well. One additional resource that I want to highlight for you is when we go back to the homepage over here on this, underneath the top 5 resources, there is this Finding Your Way, the Observer Adventure. And so this is a community post that has a lot of useful information about how to get started, creating an account, your pairing codes. And then I also like how this has the observer role versus Canvas parent. So when I go in and show you in just a minute what this looks like, one thing to think about is then to explain to parents as well when they're connecting to their student's account, are they using a web browser and using that observer role in Canvas, or are they on their phone using the Canvas parent app? So you're going to get a different user experience depending on which one you're on. And sometimes I find it helps to clarify with our families what they can expect if they're on their phone versus if they are able to use the full observer role on a web browser. So on the web browser, you're going to be able to see a lot more of the content of a course. You'll be able to see the course modules and pages. You'll be able to see the inbox for conversations. Whereas the parent app is really for more of that on-demand quick check, where you're going to see grades at a glance, you're going to see notifications for your students, you're going to see any personalized alerts that you can customize, so you can set alerts for your students if they have like missing assignments or if they have low scoring assignments, you can set personalized alerts. So the parent app is wonderful. It's great for that on-the-go kind of quick access check, but to really see everything as an observer, to see all of the content in the course, you're going to need to, check the web browser and go into the observer role there. So I feel like these resources that Canvas provides are great resources for you to be able to start and share and maybe put on your homepage for your teacher homepage, or resources if you send home a newsletter to include parents, so that way they know how they can access Canvas as an observer role or with the Canvas parent app. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our next topic, which is pairing codes. So I've gone ahead and opened up my course, and pairing codes can be generated in a couple of ways. We can go to the People page in our course navigation, and if we click on the three dots above the page, we can see Export Pairing Codes. This is for downloading pairing codes for everybody in the course. So if you wanted to download a pairing code for everyone in your course, you can do that. One thing to note about pairing codes is that it allows one observer to connect to one student. So if a student maybe has 2 or 3 people that want to connect as observers, maybe parents and step-parents or other family members and guardians, you will have to export multiple pairing codes for that student. Students can also generate their own pairing codes. When they go into their account and they go into settings, there will be a link there for generating their own QR codes or own pairing codes for observers. So that might be another option. Another thing you can do is if you come into any one of your students on this People page, and if you go to User Details, you will see over here there is a Pair with Observer right here, and that will give a code. Notice that the codes do expire after 7 days or 1 use. So just keep in mind that if a student has multiple observers that need to connect, you'll have to generate multiple codes for that student. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and export those pairing codes as well, just so that way you can see what this looks like. So it downloads as a CSV spreadsheet. And let me drag this over so you can see. It's a CSV pairing code, and so you have just your student name and what their pairing code is.
All right, so now we're going to take a look at a Canvas course using the observer role in Canvas. So I've logged in as an observer. The first thing is that there will be a banner at the top of the screen that will ask the observer how they would like to be notified. So they can click on Notification Preferences, and they will be able to pick the activities that they want to be alerted about and the email address that they would like an alert about. If they have multiple students, one nice thing is right up here at the top, they can show the name of the students in the notifications. And that way it will say, so-and-so has a due date due soon. So if they have more than one student that they're observing, this is really nice to help keep your notifications separate about who is what. Again, they can go through this whole list and they can check on and off which ones they want, and if they want a weekly summary, a daily summary, or notifications off. So that's a nice setting for an observer. They can really go in and customize the notifications they wish to receive. And, again, if they want it immediately, a daily summary, a weekly summary, or if they want to turn those notifications off. So that is one thing to help communicate to observers. If they haven't gone in here and set up their notifications, it's under that accounts and then notifications. So just make sure they're aware of that, so that way if they're not getting the alerts that they had hoped to have, then they can go in here and set this up. And I will also show how this works in the parent app, which is a little bit different, because with parent app you're going to be receiving notifications on that device that the app is installed on, so on the phone or a tablet, whereas the notifications here are go to an email address. All right, so I'm going to go back to my courses, and I can see the course that I am observing here. So this view looks very similar to what my student would be seeing. I can see their homepage. I can see assignments, discussions, grades, pages, syllabus, quizzes, and collaborations, right? So all of these things are filtered, so I'm only seeing what my student has done. So I can come in here under assignments, and I can see that they have 2 assignments due upcoming soon, a classwork assignment. I can see what it's supposed to be, right? So this is an assignment that was turned in on paper in class. I can go back to that assignments page and with a quiz, I can see that it has 2 questions and the time limit, and I can see when it's due. As an observer, I cannot see the quiz content. So just an FYI on that you'll be able to see information about what the quiz is and when it's due, but you won't be able to see the actual content of the questions. So we can go through and look at grades. And again, I can see the assignments. I can also see learning mastery. So if there were standards attached to the students' assignments, I would be able to go in and see what those alignments were and how my student was performing based on those standards alignments. So that's very helpful information to have. So I see the 2 assignments that are due right now, and I can also go in and see pages. I can click on view all pages, and it would show me a list of all pages that are in the course. So if I had content pages in my course with content information on them as an observer, I would be able to go and look at those pages. Very helpful when you're helping partner with a student at home and they're not sure where they're supposed to go or what they're supposed to click and do. As an observer, I can go in and look at these pages and get the information that I need to help my student. You can also view any syllabus information and any collaborations. And so collaborations are, remember, I would only see collaborations that my student was a part of. And I wouldn't see any collaborations or work from other students. It's only going to be things that my student as an observer started. I can also go over here and view our course notifications, right? And again, that's just going to bring back up that notification page. So that's just another way of getting to it. And then I can also view any course stream, right? So I can see recent activity in the course. So this has been an overview of what an observer kind of sees. We are going to go ahead and take a look at the parent app experience next. So keep in mind, this has been the web-based observer role. And next we'll look at the app and see what the difference is and how it looks a little bit different to our observers. All right, so we have gone ahead and looked now at the Canvas Parent app. So when you open the Canvas Parent app, you'll see a screenshot here on my screen. So the screenshot here is on the right side. And so when you log in to your app, you will need to know the URL or the name of the school that you are logging into. It prompts you for that information, and then you log in with the email address and the password that the observer sets up with their account. And so when you log in, you'll see this homepage with your courses listed, and you'll have 3 buttons at the bottom of the app for courses, calendar, and alerts. So we can go ahead and click on our first course in there. And you'll see that within a course there's 2 pages. So there's a grades tab. This is where it goes to first. So as I mentioned earlier, the Canvas Parent app is really your quick check to see how my student is performing. It's not so much about the content of the course, because all I'm going to be able to see are the grades and the front page of the course. And so the front page looks a little bit different in the mobile view. That's what the front page of the course looks like there. And then I'm also going to be able to see the calendar. So that's a nice feature on the app. I can see any assignments that are coming up. And I can see how many points they're worth and when they're due. And then finally, the most important probably feature of the mobile app is to be able ability to manage your students and set up individual alerts. So if you have multiple students that you're observing, you'll be able to set up alerts for each student, right? So alert me if the course grade is above or below, alert if an assignment is missing, an assignment grade above a certain amount or below a certain amount. If there's been a course announcement that the instructor has posted, I can receive an alert about that. Or if there's an institutional global announcement that's been posted, I can receive a notification about that. Just remember, these notifications are going to the device that the app is installed on. They're not going necessarily to your email. So the observer will have to make sure that they allow notifications on their device. I have seen that before where they've set up alerts, but if they don't give the app permission to send notifications, then it won't send. But the app is very user-friendly, and it's great for, setting up these alerts here. You can set up the alerts, customize them for each student that you're observing, so that way you get those personalized notifications. So great. It's a great first check of your Canvas experience, but definitely you're going to want to encourage observers to use the web view to really dive into what their student is looking at in their course and what they're working on and learning. So that has been a summary of our resources for families and observers and how they can get connected within a Canvas account. How we can add observers to a student. We looked at pairing codes, and we looked at the differences and saw the difference between the parent app and the web view using the observer role in a Canvas LMS course. One thing that we did not touch on in this video is how the parent logs in and creates self-registration for their account. The reason why we did not go over that in this video is because your Canvas admin at your district or charter school has the ability to customize how that is set up. So parents might have a unique link where they can self-register for courses, or some districts and charter schools have it set up where the parent has to request an account and then the admin creates the account for them. So I did not cover that in this video because that is an individual decision, and so I encourage you, if you're not sure about the steps of where a parent goes to register for a Canvas account in the first place, I encourage you to check with your Canvas admin to decide what the policy and the procedure is for your district or charter school. So I hope this has been a good overview video of the observer roles and how we can interact with our families and get them connected into what our students are learning in the classroom. Thank you.